Impeachment summer? August town halls, Washington APU freshman Democratic Republic. Andy Kim came several states away. A woman held up a copy of Special Counsel Robert Mueller's report and told freshman Republic. Alyssa Slotkin, and in semi-rural Virginia, newcomer Republic. Abigail Spanberg, I. It's these freshman lawmakers, and others like them, who will likely decide when, if ever, House Democrats start formal efforts to impeach the president. Neither Kim, nor Slotkin, nor Spanberger supports impeachment. But with half the House, the pro-impeachment group Need to Impeach is running television ads and, along with activists from other groups, fanning out to congressional districts to push lawmakers, and House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, to move more swiftly toward impeachment proceedings. The organization's lead strategist Kevin Mack says his counsel to lawmakers, especially those new freshmen who took over formerly Republican-held seats, is to ignore the campaign consultants and party strategists, and do you. For lawmakers, though, the calculus is not so simple. Voters in many of New Jersey lawmaker Kim, a former national security official, told some 80 voters at a town hall in Riverside to remain even-keeled and to trust in the investigative process that House Democrats are pursuing. That caused some from the crowd to retort that pursuing impeachment wasn't knife. Just. Among the loudest applause from the audience came when one constituent stood up and said Trump was destroying. Another voter said the congressman's focus on other issues, like health care, was like cutting. In Spanberger's Virginia district over the past week, she, too, fielded several questions about her stand on the impeachment inquiry as she crisscrossed the region for town hall events. When she was asked about it in Culpeper, Spanberger told voters that she helped block an impeachment bill based on Trump's racism because she did not believe that it qualifies as high. My Democrat Ron Artis, a retiree, seemed satisfied with the new congresswoman's approach. If and when Michigan lawmaker Slotkin faced the questioner armed with Mueller's report, she told those gathered at the store in Mason about two recent moves by House Democrats that she sees as important: the special counsel's testimony and House subpoenas of the Trump administration. I am one of those attending the event. Army veteran Joshua Johnson, 41, of Weberville, expressed some skepticism about impeachment and said Congress should keep investigating. He added, Pelosi has made it clear she has no plans to press toward impeachment without a groundswell of support on and off Capitol Hill. The Speaker, who was herself a newer congresswoman during Bill Clinton's impeachment and rejected calls to impeach George W. Bush during her first speakership, is not eager for Democrats to take on such a politically, emotionally fraught issue alone. So far, Pelosi's effort to cater to the frontline freshmen appears to be holding House Democrats in line. Even though she gave the holdouts will likely determine what Pelosi does next. Catalini reported from Riverside, NJ. Lavoie from Chester.
Raindrop, drop top smoking, no cooking the hot pot. Fucking on your bitch, yeah, that. Looking up, open the park.